Hey, what's up, everybody? Andrew from Fantasy Aid here to give you 5 more fantasy baseball sleepers for the 2017 season. Sleepers are starting to become a little bit more clear now that it's December. I've already been in a real draft, so I've seen where some of these players have gone, and that's why I'm updating the list a little bit. Obviously, there's going to be more sleepers later on as the season goes closer, but here's 5 more to whet your appetite. Number 1, we got Elmore Jr., the outfielder for the Cubs. He was mostly a defensive replacement for them last year, but he batted very well when he was able to, hit. He hit 8 home runs, had a .298 average with 18 two-baggers and limited at-bats, and I think he could potentially be a leadoff hitter for them. Obviously, John Jay is a free agent. And I think Elmore Jr. can fulfill that role and be a leadoff hitter. I mean, he showed the bat skills to do it, and if he hits leadoff in that Cubs lineup, he's going to be very valuable. Number 2, we got Cisco, and this guy is on the list because of the recent Wellington Castillo trade. Obviously, Castillo was sent to the White Sox, and I think this move was made to allow Cisco an opportunity to grab that role. He had very limited at-bats last year, 2 home runs, 4 RBIs, 333 average, 2 baggers in 10 games. Very limited sample size, but at catcher, you'll go for anything. He didn't show that much power in the minors, so I wouldn't expect too much power. But then again, he plays in a good division, 4 home runs, so kind of a wait and see from the power department. But again, catching so thin, you gotta find someone, and Cisco is a good sleeper to grab later in drafts. Number 3, we got Bret Phillips, an outfielder, and this guy basically supplanted Keon Broxton late in the season for the Brewers. Just with his play. I mean, he played in 37 games last year. He had 4 home runs, 12 RBIs, stole 6 bases. This guy can hit home runs, and he can steal. He does have competition. There's a lot of competition at outfield. There's the aforementioned Keon Broxton. Of course, Ryan Braun's not going anywhere unless he gets injured again. And, of course, you have Lewis Brinson, a top prospect, and Thames can play in the outfield, But I think Phillips, if he has a strong spring training, should have a starting role, and he could be very valuable in a very good Milwaukee lineup if that comes true. Number 4 is a real risky pick, and that's Jimmy Nelson. Reports right now are that he might miss a significant amount of the season due to a torn labrum. He had shoulder surgery on it to repair it, so he is a very risky pick, but because of the injury, no one wants to touch him. So if you can get him in the last few rounds, slot him in your DL slot. Hopefully he comes back. There's no guarantee he'll be as good when he comes back. Obviously, coming back from an injury, it's tough for pitchers. But it could be a very sneaky guy that could help you down the stretch later on. So if he's still available in the last few rounds and you just, you're not liking what's on the board, maybe take a look at Jimmy Nelson. And finally, number 5, Kelvin Herrera. Herrera had a very down year for the Royals, and we don't know if he's going to be a Royal. He might be traded, I've heard rumors, and I don't know how much credence to put into that. But he should have that closer's role if he stays in KC, and he should have a closer's role depending on where he goes, obviously. He could have a closer's role elsewhere. And I think that this season is going to prove to be an outlier. I think, he's been very good for years now, and there's no reason to think he won't be good going forward. So those are 5 more sleepers. As always, I'm Andrew for Fantasy Aid, and thank you for watching.